Jasna?
I'm all right. And I'm almost there.
All right, Bloodworth back with another preview, and this one is one that I really dug when I first saw trailers for it. This is the Invincible.
Yeah.
They kind of described it as sort of like Firewatch in space.
Firewatch in space.
So kind of like narrative adventure, first person, going around and discovering things bit by bit and kind of like solving the mysteries. But there is a lot of variability in how you go through this game. There's a lot of choice and consequence kinds of things that they don't tell you. They don't do the telltale thing of they're going to remember that or whatever. It's like, no, you come back and you find out that, well, that guy died because I made the wrong choice.
Damn.
But it's based.
Love that font.
It's based on a 1964 novel. From somebody's, there's a Polish author that is like really prolific, and is like they say it's like some of his other works are like required reading in school and stuff like that. But it's.
Do you remember his name?
I did not get his name because anytime somebody says the name in Polish, there's no way I can know how to write it down. So I don't have it in front of me. But somebody will probably correct me in the comments, I'm sure.
I'll look it up.
It kind of has like this retro-futuristic vibe. Like it looks like a lot of like 1960s sci-fi.
Yeah.
There's like analog devices. Like there's like a tracker that you have that's just like this like array of lights, and like whatever light that's lit up on the thing is the thing to follow. And like even like a lot of the space suits and stuff, like you see like the like long like tubes that just look like air conditioning vents or whatever. So like the aesthetics are just off the charts.
That's so good.
It's really cool. And one of the interesting things about the lore of this world that they're saying is that it's got enough methane to be toxic over time, but you can at times like take your helmet off or whatever for specific reasons, specific story moments. But where we sort of and there's also some interesting things about like how the maps work and all of that. So they're saying like from the very introduction, because you kind of never separated from your crew at first, there are like these landmarks, and by like basically like looking at the landmarks and giving them different names, then that sort of triangulates your position and like creates your map. So at first you don't have a map, but once you've sort of like sorted out your bearings, then you have a map to work with.
Nice, that's fun.
And then there's another part later on where you're trying to identify an area for somebody to land a shuttle, and you get to pick what that landmark is going to be named.
Oh, cool.
So they can call it the Twins or the Smokers or whatever the options were, and they'll use that in the dialogue for the rest of the game. They'll remember what you named it.
That's sweet.
Whenever
That's
they need to
awesome.
refer to that point. But in the part that I saw, you get to your camp, and even the camp is really cool because it's like they're like these little inflatable tents, with like these,
Cozy.
yeah. They look like something. They almost look like a small bounce house or something to me. But you get in there and you find one of your other crewmates, but he's just not responsive. Like it seems like his vital signs are all good. Oh, you even do this like very physical thing where like they've got like the vital signs like on a wrist mounted device, and you like pull up the wrist and look at it. And, like his vitals are good, and like you do the thing in front of his eyes, and his eyes are following, but it just he's not saying anything. He's not talking. And then there's also
He's been touched by something.
yeah. There's one of your robots is there, but your robots stopped working, so you kind of work with your commander to find out like why the robot isn't working and kind of repair it. And so like you see that there's like a relay antenna or whatever that's been damaged somehow, and so you have to like go to the cases and pull out another antenna and set it up, and then with that he can relay some stuff to the robot, and then you kind of work back and forth with him to get it running again. But again, it's like very like Lost in Space looking kind of robot. It's like it looks like there's a tea kettle for a head, and But what's interesting is that's one of those choices that is very subtle, where they're like, you don't have to stay there and fix the robot, but if you don't fix the robot, you're leaving that guy just kind of in the tent by himself.
Fix the robot.
Yeah. And so then you go out and you look for the other members of your crew and kind of see, what's been happening to them. And you find one that's been killed, and you find another one who's sort of like non-responsive. And then like I said, the commander, he comes in with the shuttle. And there's some other clues and stuff like that. There's some different equipment in there that's pretty cool. There's like a metal detector that you can use. The map looks sort of like a blueprint when you pull it up. So it's got just a nice aesthetic to it. And then they said, there's 11 different endings.
Wow.
Based on how you react to different characters and situations.
So it doesn't say like
Heat Ray.
It doesn't. Yeah, War of the Worlds. It
Yeah,
doesn't say. People will remember that. Maybe.
Right.
How would you go about
How do
trying
you
to
keep
get
track?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Well,
if you
that's the
needed
thing I asked him
unlocks
about
or
that. Is like,
something.
hey, is this a game where you see people like
Go back.
going back and like trying to get every ending and all that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Do you have a way of tracking that? And he's like, it's really not about that.
Great.
It's about having like your own
That's great.
personalized journey.
I love
Yeah, I
that.
like that.
It's like
Yeah.
you're gonna miss a ton of stuff, but you're gonna see other stuff, and it's gonna be tailored to your playthrough. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I did it my way.
So I like what I played so far. It seems really cool. It seems like a world that's going to draw you in. And
Stanislaw Lem
there, you got it? Lem.
said it in the
Nice.
video.
But I'm like a Life is Strange or something like that. It just really like
Totally.
starts to hit some of those vibes, as well as all the crazy sci-fi stuff and little gadgets and everything.
Very, very cozy aesthetic somehow.
Into it.
Being like stranded in space, or we're not in space, but like we're on an alien planet looking at shit. It should be maybe like threatening, but it seems inviting and cozy.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, what he was saying is like there's these different factions out there in this world, and the Invincible is like the flagship of this enemy faction.
Oh.
And you've scanned this planet, and it looks like this is a nothing planet. There's no reason to be interested in it. But for some reason, the Invincible's coming around.
Unobtainium.
So what are they doing here? So
Yeah. Precious ambergris, or whatever the hell it is in the second one.
and the other thing, in terms of the adaptation of it, they're saying that it's not meant to be like a one-to-one retelling the story of the novel. It's supposed to be like a complementary.
Great.
It's supposed to like tell like other sides and other stories that fit into.
That's
that
really
story.
cool if you're a fan of the book then. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Love
neat.
that.
Into it. Love that title. The font. So good.
Yeah. The key art on this game is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Coming
wanted
2022.
to send me home with like one of those display, like those big metal posters.
And
like,
you said no?
I can't fit that in my bag. They're gonna send it to me.
They are?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Put that on the wall.
Yeah. No, that'll be a good one to have here. But that wraps it up for me for all the GDC stuff. This one came out a little bit later.
We did it.
Hopefully this is the last one, because there's another one that might go up slightly later. I don't know what the times are on a couple of these.
Well, it's the last one we shot.
It's the last one we shot.
End of the timeline.
End of the time.
Bloodworth got less and less formal in his self-introductions as the videos went on. We started the day as, "Hi, I'm Daniel Bloodworth." By the end, it was like, "Hey, I'm Blood."
But thank you for watching. Lots of previews there to catch up on. If you haven't seen all our GDC stuff, go back and check it out. And if you're interested, also go to patreon.com/easyallies to support us and keep more videos like this rolling. You'll get some cool rewards. And there's all kinds of other stuff going on. People going places, doing cool stuff this month. For sure.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. See you soon.